Please welcome to the stage, Jake Cornford. Come on.
Hello. All right. Good. My name's Jake. How are we doing? Good. That's nice. I was told by a drunk man, right, that I look like a member of the EDL after they've been on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It's nice, isn't it? He was drunk, but he was observant. He looked at me and he thought, you look like you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but you disagree with immigration. Don't worry, I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. It's also a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. So I was walking home from work last night, right? And I found myself walking behind a young lady. Now, look, it was late at night. It was dark. Just me and her on this quiet street. And I couldn't help but think how much safer she would feel. Like, how much safer she would feel if she knew that I was listening to She-Wolf by Shakira. Oh! She was terrified when I did that, to be fair. Just thought I'd put a little spin on the term wolf whistle. No, there will be jokes. There will be jokes. Don't you worry. There will be jokes. There's been a lot of chat going on recently about who the next James Bond's going to be. A lot of people saying, oh, maybe it should be Tom Hardy. Maybe it should be Idris Elba. But for me, I don't care who it is, right? I think that the next James Bond, we should have a fat James Bond. Yeah, if you don't cheer there, it is bullying. All right, so we'll do that again. I think we should have a fat James Bond. Yes. Let's give Bond a dad bod. All right? A proper dad bod, not a Hollywood dad bod. He's got to have underlying health conditions. It's got to be authentic. Do you know what I mean? And like the opening scene of a Bond film is always iconic, isn't it? Those opening scenes, and it would still be just as good with a chubby Bond. I want you to picture the scene. Bond running down the corridor of an old disused building. Jogging down the corridor of an old disused building, right? He's surrounded by enemies. He's dodging a hailstorm of bullets. The timer for the bomb is ticking down. He runs, jumps, smashes through the window. He's falling through the air in slow motion. The building explodes behind him. Ba-da, ba-da. And as he lands, oh, fucking Stitch. Bang! You know, gravy dribbles down the screen. And you see chubby Bond, right? He'd still use all his gadgets. You know, Bond's always got that laser on his watch, that laser beam on his watch. He'd still use that, but instead of using it to cut through a lock, he used it to get a nice caramelization on a creme brulee. You know? Maybe a signet ring that dispenses Gaviscon, something like that. Or a pen with a hypodermic needle. You know, insulin. He's diabetic. Let's face it, he's diabetic. But the best thing about Bond, right? I think we can all agree, the best thing about Bond is like his witty quips and stuff, aren't they? And they'd still be class with a chubby Bond. So picture the scene. Bond in the kebab house, 1 a.m. Waiting for his doner meat and chips. Classy guy. In comes a bad guy, so he takes care of him. Flips him over the shoulder, smash. Smashes him through the glass display cabinet. Wipes a bit of lettuce off his shoulder. Calmly says, sauce and salad, boss man. Either that, right, or he gets one of those like long kebab skewers, and he's like, skewers the bad guy, and he's like, sheesh. Thank you. Or I could see him, right, chubby Bond in a Tesco Metro browsing the sandwich aisle. Takes a sandwich, some crisps and a drink. Oh, in comes another bad guy, takes care of him as well. Paints his brains all over the hoisin duck wraps. Calmly holsters his gun and says, what was his meal deal? Not as good. I should have started with that one. Not as good. But I can see him, right, Dad bod Bond, chubby Bond in the lair of an evil doctor, right? And the doctor spins round in his chair, looks Bond dead in the eye and says, James Bond, you're going to die. Turns out, not a lair, it's an actual doctor really worried about his high cholesterol. You know what I mean? It's all the creme brulees, Bond, honestly. It's all the creme brulees. And Bond, chubby Bond, I'll tell you what, he'd still be a hit with the ladies, wouldn't he? He'd be a hit with the ladies. Thank you. I'm thinking of me as chubby Bond, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers.
Guys, it's Jake Cornford!